What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into the channel. I'm Kevin Duffey. This is Duffey Geeks Out, and I'm coming at you with my review of the new DC film, Black Adam. For those of you who have tuned into my channel, you know that I'm a big fan of superhero films. I was excited to see this movie. The promotional work for it so far didn't get me, overly excited. It looked like a fun ride with The Rock as a superhero, and that's exactly what this movie is. Anything that they gave you in the trailers is what you should expect from this movie. Don't go into this movie thinking it's going to be the savior of DC films or the greatest DC film to date. It is not that, and I don't think they really even promised that from the trailers. I'll tell you everything I liked about this movie. I'll tell you some things I didn't like about this movie. But first, we'll start with the good stuff, because I always like to start off with a good foot. This movie is an action-packed thrill ride, so the whole movie is pretty much nonstop action. The special effects are great. I mean, I don't think flight and super speed and any of the powers, I don't think any of that's ever really looked better than it has in this movie. It was really good. The Rock does a bang-up job playing Black Adam. Toned down Rock, he's usually pretty charismatic in his films, fun to watch. He's definitely playing into that anti-hero, villainous kind of character. So he doesn't quite come across as rocky as he normally does. He's toned down, but it works. The JSA, the Justice Society of America, they were pretty good in this movie. Again, they were in here to be kind of mild foils for Black Adam. They're there to be characters that can go up against him toe-to-toe without, dying, but then also they couldn't beat him. That's really why they're there. Aldous Hodge plays not Black Adam. He plays Hawkman, and Hawkman was surprisingly an awesome character. I mean, the trailers make him look like a goof, in my opinion, but he was really cool, and I honestly would like to see him pop up in more DC films moving forward. He's kind of like the hero that toes the hero line, you know what I mean? He's like, you don't cross the line, you don't kill people. These are the things. These are the heroes or there's villains. He's like the typical good cop, I guess you'd say, good. And Black Adam is the bad cop. So it was pretty funny. And then they had great interactions, lots of fights between him and Black Adam. They fight a lot in this movie, a lot more than I expected. I expected them to have one or two clashes, but no, they fight 4 times. And Black Adam, I think he likes him. I think that's, at the end of the day, he thinks he's an idiot for not wanting to kill bad guys, and he even has a line that says you don't kill these men, they will come back with their people and kill your people. It's how stupid is that? But Black Adam's from another time too. He in his opinion, you smite your enemies, you smite all these people. So it was pretty cool. Pierce Brosnan was great as Dr. Fate. My God, some of the special effects around him didn't look too awesome. He does a lot of what you see in Doctor Strange, the mirror world and shit like that. He kind of does a lot of that shit, and I don't know. It didn't look that great. I don't know if it might just be the costume that kind of that makes it look goofy when he's doing that. But I mean, when he's just being Dr. Fate, the costume looks good, and he gives a great performance as the character. A lot of insight, he carries a lot of the plot on his shoulders to try and get the Justice Society where they need to go, and he can kind of see the future, so he knows there's some impending dooms coming that the Justice Society and Black Adam need to face together, and it was pretty cool. The other members of the JSA, Atom Smasher and Cyclone, was that her name? They're not really in the movie too often. They don't have a lot of dialogue. They don't really bring a lot to it. They're fun to watch for a couple scenes, but not much there. I mean, they were just there to have other members of the JSA, I think, and that's fine. They're not major characters, so it wasn't too bad to have them or not. And this movie does have the typical third act issue that a lot of superhero films do, where a villain that, kind of teased shows up in the third act to fight Black Adam and the JSA, and it's the team up to kill him. And it's whatever, throwaway villain, not the best part of the movie by any stretch of the mind. This movie is at its best when Black Adam is protecting the people of Kahndaq and kind of just fucking with the JSA a little bit, I think that's where this movie was really good. it wasn't the best DC movie I saw. Not the best DC movie I've seen this year, for sure. But I would say it's middle ground. It's a middle ground superhero film, which is fine. Not everything needs to be the best superhero movie you ever saw, you know. But it's good. It was fun. It was everything the trailer promised you get in this movie. I said that earlier. I'll say it again. Anything this trailer promised you get in this movie. So if you're expecting The Rock to carry this movie, he pretty much does. And it's just a fun-filled, action-packed movie with superheroes. That's it. Now, some of the negatives. There are some negatives here. The third act villain, which I already talked about, I hate when a third act villain just pops up, right? And yeah, there's groundwork in the movie for this villain, but for him just to pop up the way he does, it was weak. I didn't like it. I didn't like the kid. I know there's going to be a lot of complaints about this kid in this movie. He's supposed to be like this, I guess, appeals to Black Adam, who lost a son in the past. Like, I don't know, but he was a little weak. It was a lot of exposition dumps from the kid in the beginning. I think he's doing the narration at the beginning of the movie, and I don't know. He's just like out of place. There's a couple scenes where he's like even supposed to be like giving lines to like a group of people to get the people of Kahndaq to come and like back Black Adam, and I don't know. I feel like he just didn't like deliver the lines well. He was I don't know. He was pretty weak. I if they do another Black Adam, I don't cast this kid or put him in acting lessons or something, because he was not that good. And third act villain obviously wasn't that good. And yeah, it's just not a whole lot that really happens in this movie. There's a lot of action, but not a whole lot actually happens. And if you were expecting this to be some super tied into Shazam, like, you don't really get that. There's the Shazam tie in there. So I personally thought this should have been a little more. Like, it would have been cool if, like, you got maybe Jaimon Hunsen, I can never pronounce that guy's name, as the wizard to kind of be the one narrating this movie. That would have been my way in here. I would have done that and kind of given you the movie's a little displaced too, because I feel like the backstory of Black Adam should have all flushed out in the beginning completely, and then the movie picked up, but they kind of jump around a little bit. But hey, man, the kills in this movie are awesome. Dwayne Johnson's awesome. Pierce Brosnan's awesome. Aldous Hodge is awesome. These are the reasons that this movie is great. And then, obviously, there's a reason I set myself up with the camera right here the way that I did, because there's a cameo at the end of this movie that just I've been dying to see confirmation on, and to see my man Henry Cavill show up in the post-credit scene and hint that him and Black Adam need to, have a few words. Oh, my God. Henry Cavill's back, baby. I cannot wait for Man of Steel 2. I cannot wait to see what comes out of this, kind of, as The Rock put it, a phase one of DC now, kind of like a soft reboot that they're doing here, with the foundational characters are still here, but they're going to be taking the movies in a different direction, which they've been saying for years, but now I actually think it's true. So, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for my review of Black Adam. Please let me know what you thought of Black Adam if you've seen it. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll come at you with more videos later on.